In this video, I'm walking you through how to do sitting chair twist. For sitting chair twist, it is helpful if you have a chair where you have a back. So we're going to be doing a rotational movement in your upper body like this, and you can see how this back behind me is useful because I can use my hand there to create a little bit more leverage. But if you've got a stool, don't worry about it because you can still do this absolutely fine in a stool. You'll just be kind of keeping your hands a bit lower, but it still works. So we're on a chair, and once again, I've been saying this through these videos quite a lot of my seated exercises. If you haven't watched my video on sitting in extension, please watch that before you do this exercise. So sitting chair twist is an upper body twist, but our lower body is going to be staying in a sitting in extension position. So I need you to understand that before you do this exercise. So our toes, our ankles, our knees and our hips are in alignment. We're rolling our pelvis forwards to close up our Pac-Man hips. And with this exercise, I'm going to twist this way to start with. So I'm twisting towards my left. What's really important is that your hips, your pelvis, your knees and your feet stay facing in one direction. And the twist is occurring at your rib cage. So we're creating this kind of counter rotation through your body, but that your knees and your pelvis isn't coming with you. So I'm going to show you this on one side, side on, and then I'll show you the other side front on. But what you're going to notice is that if you are moving beyond your functional capabilities, you are going to cheat with your lower body. So if you don't have very much movement in your upper body, rather than it just being your upper body rotating to the side, you're going to notice that your legs come with you. And I don't want that because we're trying to create like a pepper grinder type effect through your spine to really get your spine rotating. I don't want your pelvis rotating. So really, really firmly, you have to think about your hips and pelvis as staying forwards and you're twisting through this rib cage, not through the lower body. So we're rolling forwards into our sitting in extension position. Really, really strict with ourselves that our knees are facing and our hips are facing this way. As we lengthen our spine, that doesn't mean lift your rib cage up, by the way, but I want you to lengthen your spine so you're feeling like you're almost lifting your back rib cage upwards rather than compressing it by lifting the front rib cage. Use and visualize the muscles that you have around the side of your torso here. So I don't want you throwing yourself into this using your arms. I want you to try and create the twist from your obliques, which are the muscles along the side of your body here. So to start with, let's just put our hands on our lower rib cage, roll the pelvis forwards into extension, and just use your hands as a bit of feedback here to create the twist from your rib cage. So feel that working. Feet, knees, and hips face the opposite way. This isn't about how far you rotate, it's how you're rotating. So I've twisted my rib cage. I'm not going to go and try and go beyond that. I'm going to hold my arm here. So my left arm is behind me on the chair. My right hand is on the outside of my left knee. And what I'm going to do is really try and move my shoulders away from my ears. So I don't want to be like this. I want to roll the shoulders back and down to really engage my mid-back even more. So we're using the pulling down of the shoulders to help you get into the obliques even more. And then you're just twisting as far as you can without causing yourself pain, without compensating with your knees. So look down at your knees and ask yourself, has one knee crept in front of the other or have they both swung out to the side? And from there, if it's okay to do so, you're going to take your neck as well, but don't worry if there's any neck pain. You don't have to do that part of it at all. I'm just going to keep reminding myself to have my shoulders back and down away from my ears. So really trying to lengthen the sides of the neck and open the front of the chest. And we're just going to hold this for a minute on this side, and then I'll do the other side as well. So my toes, my ankles, my knees, and my hips are facing in one direction. I'm really trying to use the muscles in my kind of side torso to create the twist, but I'm using my hands and my arms and my shoulders to help me get further into it. So there is action going on here. I'm not passive in my rib cage because I want these obliques to learn how to twist my rib cage. I don't want it to be that I'm just cranking with my hands and my shoulders. So rolling the shoulders back and down behind, away from the ears. And as you pull the shoulders down, I'm really trying to twist your rib cage. You'll notice how it helps connect you into that movement. Sit bones are level, knees are not twisting. Breathing in and out of your nose and into your lower rib cage, keeping your nervous system nice and calm. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Not the same side. I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but on the other side, so you can see that my knees are not doing this as I twist towards the right. So toes, ankles, knees, and hips in alignment. In my sitting and extension position, my lower body is facing towards the camera. As I put my hands on my rib cage, I lift up, but that doesn't mean I tilt up. So I'm trying to lengthen that space in between the bottom of my rib cage and my pelvis. And from there, before I think about my hands and my arms, I'm really going to try and engage these side torso muscles to twist me. My knees are not coming along for the ride, nor are they moving out of alignment here. So the pelvis is so firmly planted that the twist is happening through the thoracic spine, the mid-back. So I twist here. My arms go wherever they can comfortably. It doesn't really matter too much. My left hand spreading nice and wide on the outside of that right knee. I am using my hands and my arms to help me create leverage, but I'm also really thinking about actively twisting from here as well. I'm going to roll my shoulders back and down behind me so that my neck is long, my chest is open, and the more that I roll my shoulders down, I'm going to feel more of my mid-back and my obliques as well. Taking the head with me if I can comfortably, really trying to sit tall without lifting the rib cage up. The arms and the hands are active, but I'm really trying to create rotation from my torso. The knees are not moving around. 1 minute here, off we go. Taking the head there if we can. I'm going to slightly change the angle of my arms just to create a little bit more opening through the front of my right shoulder. Checking back on those knees every now and then just to make sure I'm not cheating. I'm getting a big old cramp in my right hip, which is lovely. So for those of you who do my classes lots, you'll know that I love cramp, because cramp means that your muscles are waking up. New muscles that don't normally wake up are waking up when you cramp, and that is exactly what we're going after with our posture work. Pulling the shoulders back and down, twisting the rib cage, but using that downwards movement of the shoulders to help connect us into our mid-back. 3, 2, and 1. That was sitting chair twist, a really lovely one for mobilizing the rib cage and opening the shoulders. I hope you enjoyed.